My commemorative speech. My father, Nelson Wayne Goins, was born December 7, 1941, in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, to a very poor and dysfunctional family. He was only achieved the 7th grade educational level, and during his teen years he was quite a rebel, and chose to go in the Navy at the age of 15 with his deceased brother's birth certificate. I said he was a rebel. After coming clean to the Navy, he served 21 years and retired as a senior chief, E8. After retirement, he filled his time with various jobs, including real estate broker, handyman, outboard motor repair, and a cross-country truck driving. For much of his adult life, he battled alcoholism and depression, which I believe was from PTSD, as a result of 2 tours in Vietnam. Once when he was a little inebriated, he showed me his medals that he was awarded and talked about some of the horrific things that he saw. Those things had a deep and often dark impact on my father's life. However, he was always too stubborn and too proud to get help. As time went on, he did mellow out some. He was eventually diagnosed with cancer related to his trade in the Navy as a nuclear welder, an inspector on the USS Enterprise. That was the first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, and in those days they did not have the same precautions we have today. My father loved his family. He did have a very quick temper, and that even got better after he stopped drinking. In his 40s and 50s, he enjoyed activities in the Shriners and Masons. He always had a tender heart for children. The thing that stands out most about my dad was that he never was fearful, and he was always willing to help his family and friends. And his character trait was he always was grateful, and that instilled in me. Although he was a bit wild and raunchy in his early years, he never wavered on his commitment to his family. I have a very distinct memory of the tattoo on his arm of a clipper ship with its sails filled and the birds in formation flying by the mast. Because of that tattoo, after my father passed away on July 6, 2005, my brother-in-law, my dad's best friend Jerry, and I took my father's remains on his final voyage to sea. The vivid image of his tattoo came to life for me on that final voyage. Once we got off Point Loma to scatter his ashes, we started reading a poem written by my mother, and we poured his remains into the sea. It was a foggy morning which added to the memory. There were no dry eyes on the boat. As we headed back to the marina, the fog started to clear, and I looked up, and there was a formation of seagulls flying over the boat. Coincidence, maybe, but I don't think so. For me, there was a meaning for this moment. Although my father was not a religious man, he was a believer in Jesus Christ, and we often talked about Jesus. For me, the birds were God's way of assuring me that cancer did not win the 2.5-year battle that my dad had with it. God won, and my dad is now in heaven, and the final voyage is complete. My dad wasn't perfect, but he taught me so much. I want this speech to be a tribute to him and to our God. Thank you.